October. We do these live shows on Saturday mornings to jumpstart the weekend with creativity and inspiration and friendship, and we just always have such a grand time. So we affectionately call these our Saturday morning cartoons. So thank you for joining me for our Saturday morning cartoons here on Art Beads, and we are live. So if you are tuning in and you just happen to be browsing the website or Facebook or YouTube and you're catching this, you're watching it live. It is Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, so getting close to lunchtime on the East Coast. So we are here to have some fun, and we're going to do a harvest set today using some really pretty gemstone beads. And I see Gina is here. Hello, Gina. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are at. Hello, Monica in Rhode Island. So I know it's getting close to lunchtime for you. Thank you for being here. And we have the wonderful Megan on the back end helping us today. So we talk about Megan a lot, and we are going to get her on camera one of these days because she is so talented and creative as well. So she is amazing. Hello, Linda in Boston. Good morning. And Zakia, good morning. So I want to show you what my inspiration was. So sometimes projects start with an idea like, oh, I want to do a loom project. And sometimes they start with a color palette idea or a theme. Hello, Kat and Francie. This project started with a strand of gemstones. So I'm going to show you this really up close when I flip my camera down. And this is only partial strand at this point because I've used some of them, but the colors are so pretty, and in person, I hope it's going to come across on the camera here. There's actually a bit of blue and purple in here as well. So this is a beautiful strand of sodalite gemstone, 6mm, and that's what I kind of based the entire project around and worked my way out. So I'll show you everything we're going to play with today, but we're going to do a really pretty, I'm calling this a sweater set because we're going to be able to put it over our heads and it will look really good as sweaters for fall. So it's going to be earrings and a necklace that we're going to work on. Hello, Ruby. I just know I missed a ton of names. Hello, Tina as well. Good morning, everybody. Oh, hello from Nashville. Hello from Nashville. I'm coming to you from California. So I am in the Los Angeles area. Megan is in the Boise area. So we are all spread out. Hello, Lisa in Pennsylvania and Moni. Hello. All right, guys, I'm going to flip my camera down in just 1 minute, but I just want to cover a couple things. If anyone is just joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, welcome as well. Feel free to comment. Just know that we don't have anyone monitoring those comments live. So if you pop on over to Art Beads, there's a link in the video you're watching, and then you comment live here like Ellen and Tracy, good morning, and Moni. Then when you comment or ask a question or share a thought, we can all see it here. So it's a lot easier if you are over here on Art Beads because we can see those comments live. Hello, PJ, good morning, and Ellen. Then if you want to go back and rewatch anything, this video will be available shortly after it ends. So these are all saved and archived. You can always go back and rewatch and be like, wait, how many inches did she say? Or, how do you do that technique? So you can always go back and rewatch. So that's always nice. Hello, PJ and Santa Barbara girl. Couple other quick notes. There's a share button if you like the video and want to share it with your friends. There's a heart button for floating hearts. Hello, Rosetta. And then there's the all-important shopping bag, which has everything you see on my table, including even my beading mat and my tools, preloaded, so you don't have to wait for a banner to pop up or me to describe something. It's kind of like your resource guide, and then you can add it right to your shopping cart from that shopping bag. So that's handy. And then Megan just made a comment, which is a good reminder that we are having 30% off beads site-wide. So that's an awesome sale right now. And of course, we're going to be using beads in this show, so that's great. And then we have a really awesome gift with purchase as well, and a giveaway. So I'm going to cover all of that once I flip my camera down. So you can see the giveaway item, you can see the gift with purchase, and then of course 30% off all beads. Okay, here we go, guys. We're gonna flip the camera. So we are gonna have a beautiful day today here. It's supposed to be in the low 80s. So you can see that sun peeking through right now, but it's just gonna be gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna work on and adjust this camera a little bit better. Okay, so here are the earrings that we are gonna make. So this is a really great set for this time of year. We're gonna do warm copper. I don't use copper a lot in my designs, but when I do, I love it, and I always forget how beautiful and warm it is. So really the focal of these earrings is this beautiful, kind of like a twig piece. And then we're combining it with a Raven's Journey aster bead, some little bead caps, and then I've got the gemstone, and I'm doing a little different wire wrapping on it. So this kind of came about from the fairy show we did last weekend. I had a lot of fun with just different ways of wrapping beads in that show. So I kind of decided not to just put this on a head pin. I decided to do a little bit of a different wrapping. So we're gonna make this earring, so that's gonna be a fun one. And then we're gonna make a matching necklace. And I already did a part of the necklace just for time's sake, because I learned from a previous show, it takes a while to wire wrap a lot of beads. So I already started the sequence, and then we're gonna do some of these sequences together. But you see these beautiful gemstone beads are in here. And I actually paired it with black. I thought black actually had a really nice, elegant aspect to it. So I paired it with black. And then, oh yes, you could definitely pair it with turquoise and purple for the summer. That would be beautiful. And then I actually did pull out a purple pearl. It's a check glass pearl, and I combined it here. And I did, again, another little kind of fancy wire wrapping on it just for an extra little touch. So I thought that would be really fun. And then we're gonna finish it on the back end with some chain that should be hanging out here somewhere. I should have my chain. Hopefully I have my chain. Let's see. I had a little cute Rolo chain. Let me just check my stuff here. All right. Oh, here it is. It was right in front of me. So we have a little Rolo chain to go around the back of the neck. I think we talked about this in a previous show that you could always finish the back of a necklace with chain if you don't want to continue the beads. So that's what we're going to do here, and we'll just see how much we need because we want our necklace to be about 30 inches so it can easily slip over the neck. It'll be really great to wear with sweaters or even like high-necked blouses, things like that, or even with a collar you can wear this. So that'll be fun. And then, like I said, we're going to do a giveaway. So this is going to be our giveaway. This is so pretty. This is the Copper Hearts check glass bead mix that Megan put together. And this is actually what I'm going to be designing with on Wednesday, but you can get one here. You can win one. And you can see it's got these beautiful crackle beads. It's kind of like a rosaline crackle. And then these gorgeous, gorgeous hearts. So it's got all these beautiful check glass hearts in it. And then I love these. It has a very long strand of these. I usually see them in short little strands. These are going to be super fun to wire wrap. I know I'm going to be doing some wire wrapping with these on Wednesday. And then it also has these beautiful rondelles, again in a really pretty pale pink. And then some drops as well. Oh, hello, Jan and Dee. Good morning. You know what? The hearts have kind of like a tiger eye or like a tortoise shell. They definitely have these sides of this really pretty kind of mottled brown. Maybe Megan knows the technical term for it, but they're really pretty. So this is the mix I'm going to be designing with on Wednesday, but it's also what we're going to be giving away here towards the end of the show. So we'll do a trivia question, and then it'll be the first correct answer here on Art Beads put into the comments that will win. Megan's saying it's a Picasso finish. So yeah, it's a beautiful finish here. And you get a bunch of these hearts. So if you can kind of see, there's more than just a couple. So you get a bunch of the hearts. So those are really pretty. So we'll do that as a giveaway towards the end. So that'll be fun. And then I do want to show you the gift with purchase really quick. If you spend $75 or more, you get a memory wire kit. And these are really great. Megan put them together. She even sent me a finished sample. And they come in a couple different colorways and they have different charms, but they're so cute. So really, really cute. Got these fun beads. You got that tube of cube beads with it, a little skull, a charm, and this will be the kit that you get. So the charm will vary and the color variation might vary, but they're very similar feeling, but you'll get the memory wire, all the beads, the charm, everything. So cute. And this is the gift with purchase if you spend over $75. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start designing. I love this. So this again was what started it all. I ordered this strand of gemstones and I love the colors. So sometimes when you get gemstones, you know that they're more uniform. Like here, I have this strand as well because I thought this was actually really pretty and complemented it well. But you see that there's not a huge variation. This is kind of blues of the same family, just a little bit lighter or a little bit darker. But this strand had so many colors at play. So it's got orange and it has purple and blue and brown and even some red. So I thought this was just a beautiful color palette for fall. And if you wanted to, you could combine these two strands of gemstones. I thought that could be really pretty. I decided not to do that, but I wanted to show you what that would look like. And I did put this one in the shopping bag as well. And then I wanted to put a little bit of black with it. I thought black was very elegant, kind of like anchoring. I remember when I used to really be into interior design. And I remember they said, oh, you should always have a little bit of black somewhere in your room because it grounds the design. It grounds the room. And I kind of feel that here is kind of like an anchor to have just that little bit of black. And then I found these check glass pearls in this deep, rich purple. And I thought that was really nice too. So we see that purple. So it's pulling out the purple from the gemstones. So we're going to use some of those. Of course, the copper. So we got beautiful copper. We got some copper wire. We have some copper components as well. And then finally, to kind of give it a pop, there's these Raven's Journey beads with a copper wash on them. So they've got almost like a mustard color, perfect for fall, with a nice copper wash on them. So you can see here. So this is our palette. These are the beads that we're going to be playing with. And I think they just look really, really pretty together. They were fun to put together. Like pulling out that purple was fun and putting black with it. You could also put, if you wanted to lighten it a little instead of the black, I thought that this went really well with it too. It's kind of like a topaz rose color as well. I thought that could be really pretty. If you wanted more black, I thought this tube of seed beads went nicely. It's a little seed bead mix. So there's a couple other variations. Oh, I love that. Okay, so Rosetta is saying in quilting too, a colorful quilt needs some black. Yeah, it's so interesting. It's kind of like that rule of 3 or 5. Like you should always have like an odd number if you're doing like a center focal or something. I feel like black, having a little bit of black is a similar rule. It's like just something about it aesthetically works. Okay, so I am going to put these guys down. I think what we'll do is we'll finish the necklace off first, and then we are going to do the earring. Oh, hello, Pearl. We are having fun. We are designing a very fall harvest inspired design today, and one that I think is very wearable. So we're going to make it so it slips over the neck. So we're not having a clasp today. So it'll just slip nicely over the neck very easily. All right, so this is what I did ahead of time. And we're going to make more of these links and link them together. I just wanted to save some time because I knew it would take way too long to do this all in this live here. Oh, hello, Tina from Idaho. Good morning. Okay, so one link here is a gemstone with a little copper spacer, one of those Raven's Journey beads, another copper spacer and another gemstone. Then just a little link with a black bead, just a single little black bead. Then we've got the pearl, and we're doing a little bit of a fancy wrap on the pearl. And then we've got another black bead, and then we repeat the sequence here. Now, this is one little just quick design note. This is about as long of a single segment that I want to go for movement of my design. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. Welcome. And Rosie, hello from Buena Park. Hello, Rosie. You're going to have a nice day today too here. And then what I did is to give it a little bit more draping, I kept these segments smaller. So it has a nice drape to it then. And then what I want to do is I want to make it so in the center, the one that's going to be centered is part of the draping. So this here is going to be my center. so it makes a nice drape. Whereas if this was my center, you would end up with a little bit more of a sharper edge here potentially. So I'm gonna make this be my center here, if that makes sense. Oh, I love it, Megan. Good, good. Well, the colors are just yummy. The colors are so nice and yummy. Okay, so let's begin. So we got to continue along the sequence, and where I left off was right here. So I need to make another one of the large segments. So we're going to be using wire looping pliers, and we're going to be using chain nose, and we're going to be using cutters here. And then for anyone who's just joining us, make sure you stay tuned because we are going to do a giveaway of this beautiful check glass mix here at the end of the show. Okay, so to start, we're going to be using 24 gauge antique copper wire. So this is a really beautiful warm copper color. And we're going to cut off about 3 to 4 inches, whatever you're comfortable with. I don't like running short on wire, so I tend to cut a little bit extra, but if you want, you could probably do this with 3 inches. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna remember to switch to my beading glasses, get rid of my reading glasses. Oh my, everything's so much clearer, perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to start by making a wrapped wire loop up top. Super easy to do. We're gonna bend that wire over, make a little loop. I like to remove my pliers and then go grab it with my chain nose. Okay, just a couple little wrappings right there. Yeah, this is a set that I feel is really wearable. Sometimes it's fun to do really elaborate pieces, but this one I feel like you're gonna wear this a lot because it's gonna go with a lot of different things, and it will go over a sweater, which is gonna be nice as we get into sweater weather. Oh, good morning from Michigan. Hello, Judy. Hello, Kathleen. All right, so here is the start, and we're gonna add one of these beautiful gemstones. So here, I'm just gonna take a few off the strand, but you see some definitely have more red and orange in them, some are darker, lots of variation. Oh, I love it. Okay, yes, I know we've had a little bit of sweater weather, and it's been very exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna put one gemstone on. You see all those pretty colors. Then I've got these little spacers. So if you see right here, this is a tiny little spacer bead. It is an antique copper as well. So we're gonna put that on, followed by one of these beautiful Raven's Journey beads with that copper wash. And that was just too perfect to have the copper wash. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. I love this one. I really love. You know, it's funny, we sometimes, we do a lot of jewelry making, all of us here, but it's funny how definitely some designs and some finished projects call to us more than others, and this one definitely is calling to me. So here is our link segment right here, and then I'm going to make a loop, and I'll leave a little gap of air to do my wrappings. Oh, wonderful, Ruth Alice. Good. This was a fun one to make. This one just kind of came together too. It really did start with the beautiful gemstones and then just work its way out from there. So I started by making a complete wrapped wire loop over here. Here I just made a partial one, and then I'm gonna slip on the end link. So basically what I'll do is I'll count all these links at the end, but I'd already pre-started here just for time's sake, because that's a lot of wraps. But you're gonna keep connecting on your pieces. So you're gonna make link after link, and we'll make all the different links here together. So none of the links are gonna get skipped. Okay, then I pinch it together once it's linked. So you see how that's linked in there now? The pliers are called wire looping pliers. I am a huge fan. I prefer them over round nose, but again, you know, everyone has a different personal preference. So I love these. These are wire looping pliers. You can do all the stuff you're seeing here in the show though with round nose, and that's totally great too. This is just a personal preference that I love my wire looping pliers. Yeah, Oma, I agree. These beads definitely pop and work really well with copper, as opposed to silver or gold. Yeah, I think it's just the warmth of it. These gemstones are very warm feeling, and I think the warmth of the copper is really helping. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little link with our black bead. So just a single little black bead. So we don't need too much. You need, I would say, 2.5 inches maybe of your wire here. I'll just notch it down. And once you practice, it does take some practice. Once you practice with these pliers, your wraps will go very quickly. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. And I'm just tucking my end, kind of tightening up my wraps a little bit as I go. And then I'm gonna put on one little black bead. This is just a 4mm check fire polish. So nothing fancy, but it is a really nice anchoring point. Then we're gonna do our wrap here. And then we're gonna open it up, link on what we already just did. Close it on up and do our wrap. And if you do give yourself a little bit of extra wire, it does make your wrappings easier. Even if you give yourself like an extra 1/2 inch, it can make the actual wrapping go a bit easier. Okay, so now we're gonna do our first purple pearl. And I'm gonna show you kind of a little spiral design we're gonna do on its wrapping. Oh, hello, Laura. So these are Xuron chain nose, but they are a fine tip chain nose. So I will compare them to my wubbers. So these are the 2 chain nose pliers that I use. And the wubbers I love for when I need a really strong grip. Maybe I'm turning memory wire ends. Maybe it's a really strong jump ring that I need to stabilize. And then I've got these, which are my Xurons, and these are really fine nose. So you can see the difference in the width of the tip here. And so I can get into really nice tight corners. So I love these for grabbing wire loops. Great question. So I love this. So definitely everyone feel free to ask questions. That's why we're here. Ask questions, share stories, tell me what you're doing this weekend, all that fun stuff. Okay, so on this one, I cut about 4 inches. I'll have to tell you guys what I'm gonna be doing this weekend. So we have a red kitchen. Our kitchen I painted red years ago. Like vibrant, bright, like a wonderful, like cherry red, because kind of a vintage 50s house. And so I wanted a really colorful kitchen. We, last night we moved the fridge to a new location. I never painted behind the fridge. So I have this big spot of like cream, like jagged paint because I never painted behind our fridge. So that is what I am doing this weekend is I'm painting my kitchen. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna bend it down. So with this one, this is the pearl. So we're gonna bend this down, rotate up. I feel so silly for not moving the fridge when I painted the kitchen. But luckily I had some of the paint left over. But it was really funny last night when we're like, oh, that's a project. Okay, and then I just saw how do you get on the wait list for these. Megan can definitely help with that. They are a really good plier. They're also very easy on the hands as well. Oh, Linda. Oh, yours was a paid pro. Okay, that's worse than just, you know, a homeowner here who kind of thought she would never move her fridge. Okay, so we're going to do our wraps as normal. So this is going to be a little bit of a different wrapping technique. But we start out the exact same way. Okay, so this is just normal right here. So we just did our little wraps. Oh, thank you, Tracy. The squirrels are good. And the cats. We've had a lot of cats in our yard, just lazing about. They drink out of our fountain. I have like a little, kind of sits on the ground, little fountain. So they sit there. And then we've been getting the most beautiful blue jays. We never used to get blue jays, but now we've got blue jays. All right, so here is the start. So the same start as before. And then we're going to pick up one of these purple pearls. So it's a really pretty purple pearl. And we're going to again do what we did before. So far nothing has changed in our technique. And we're going to make our loop, bend it down, twist, and then we're going to connect it on. Okay, so this is where I left off. Okay, slide that down, connect it, and so far everything's the same. Okay, so I did a couple loops, but now instead of trimming it, I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to wrap it around the front of the bead. Oh, hello, Sue. So I'm just going to take the wire and wrap it around the front of the bead. So you see how it's starting to curve. You can use your hand to kind of stabilize it. And then come on over to your wraps that you've already done. And you're going to wrap it a couple times. Like so. And now you have this really pretty, very simple, very elegant little swirl across your bead. So again, it's just that little touch, just a slight variation in how you would normally do your wire wrappings. Not much changed except for that little swirl. And then you just tuck your end as normal. So that is what you end up with for that link. So you can see we've just got that stripe of copper. So it just gives it a really interesting look, but not much effort. So the only thing we really did different was we gave ourselves about an extra inch of wire. So I cut about 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches. And then I did all my wrappings the same, except for at the end, instead of trimming it, I wrapped it around the front and rewrapped that side of it. So a really simple little thing, but I think it makes a nice little decorative element to it. Oh, I love that Santa Barbara girl. I'm so jealous that you have all that wonderful wildlife in your yard. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make another black link here. So again, this is just our simple one, but you could do that on all of these. So you know, we're just doing it really very basic and simplistically on this little black bead, but we could do that little swirl here too. So you can do it whenever you want on whatever types of beads you want. Ooh, copper and sterling silver. Oh yes, I think you definitely could, because the sterling would give it a nice bright pop. So I did that. I don't remember what the project was, but there was one project where I automatically saw the beads and I thought like gold or copper, but I changed my mind at the end to go with silver because it brightened up everything. So I think you could do that for sure. I love mixing metals. I like it that, you know, I don't feel like I have to make it all one metal or the other. That would be really pretty. Okay, so we got that, and then we're gonna do this. So I think you could put the two together by maybe what you do is you use the copper wire, but maybe like your little spacer beads are the sterling, or you just have little pops of it throughout your design. I would not just do it for like the back end or a clasp if you're going to have like a clasp. This one doesn't have a clasp. If you were, I would just make sure that you've got little pops of the sterling throughout the design. You can even have like a really pretty little sterling bead as one of these bead segments. So you could kind of change how you do it, and like instead of this black bead, it could be a really pretty little sterling bead. So you can definitely add little bits of it here and there. Yeah, maybe the bead with the swirl, that would be pretty. Okay, so we're gonna make this loop. Okay, and we're gonna open it up. And then I think we're just gonna make one more of the longer segments, and then we're gonna attach this to chain. And we're gonna see how long this is. I want a 30-inch necklace at the end of the day here, because that's a really good length to just slip over the head. And there's something very freeing about not having to worry about a clasp. I tend to like slip over the head necklaces a lot. Ooh, check beam beads. You know what? I don't think I've used beam beads, but I should. That's a good challenge. I should do that. Okay, one more of the bigger segments. And then we're gonna measure what we've got and connect it to the chain. Okay. And we're also gonna make that earring too, because I think that earring is really fun. Oh, yes, Megan, please. Thank you. I would love that. Yay. I love playing with styles of beads I haven't worked with before. All right, I'm gonna pick up now another gemstone. So when you're choosing which gemstone to pick up, they do have a lot of color variation. So I tended to kind of just try to do a variety. Like you can see here, we've got lots of lovely colors at play. So I'm just gonna pick up this one here. It's got so many different colors. It's just so pretty. And then I'll do another copper spacer, another one of these beautiful aster beads, and then another copper spacer and another gemstone. So again, this was our nice long segment here. And we're gonna finish it off, and then we're gonna measure what we've got to see how long of a chain we want for the back. Okay. All right. And just do my wrappings. Again, having a little longer length makes wrappings a lot easier. So maybe if wrappings are something you've struggled with in the past, maybe give yourself a little extra wire. It might help. Okay, let's measure what we've got. So this is the main part of the front of the necklace. So here's what we've got. So you see all those different beads at play, and let's measure. We might be a little too short. I don't know how much chain I brought out. Okay, let's see. So I think let's measure the chain. So I have 6, 12. I have a little over 13 inches of chain here. How much do I have here? So this is 6, 12. Oh, I need a little bit more happening here. Okay, so 12, 15. So if I combine these two pieces right now, I would end up with 15 and 13, a 28-inch necklace. So that's a little tight to get over the head. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little segment on each side here, just to give myself a little bit more room. And this, like I said before, I'm gonna let this be the center here. Oh, thank you. I have my little ruler. Because it drapes a little bit better than one of these bars. See these bars? It kind of ends up with more of a squared effect, whereas if I drape it right here, then it's going to drape nicely. So I want to add about 1 inch to each side here. And then let's see what we should do. We can either make a totally different, oh, you know what? We can do a special little combo. Let's do a black bead, a pearl, and a black bead, or we could, let's see, because we get to do the design. I'm thinking we could either continue, same thing we've done here. So we could do, what would that give us? If we did a black bead and a pearl, that would give us an extra inch on each side. Let's do that. Let's do a black bead and a pearl. That way we'll get to see the pearl technique again. Oh yes, you could definitely use, to put a pretty focal. That would be gorgeous. Something beautiful in copper, or maybe like a Gardan piece would be really beautiful. She's got that beautiful like enameled copper. That would be so pretty. All right, so we have a couple more little segments to quickly do, and then we'll add our chain and make our earring. Okay, so we're gonna do a black bead on each side. So let's do that. And then we'll do that pearl technique. And I love how everybody is helping. I noticed I missed a couple questions, but I saw so many people pop in to help, and I love that. Thank you. Okay, and put this on one end. And then I think what we'll do is after we finish the necklace, let's do the giveaway before we do the earring. So if there is anybody on YouTube or Facebook who's watching this live right now and wants to participate in the giveaway, please pop over here to Art Beads, because what we do is we ask a trivia question, and it's the first person who comments live here at Art Beads with the correct answer that wins, because we can only see the comments here on Art Beads. So if anyone is on one of those other platforms right now, pop on over here so you can participate. Okay, and then we're going to do a black bead over here. Okay. I'm going a little faster on these because I know we've been doing a lot of wire wrapping here. Even though I did some wire wrapping ahead of time, it was still a bit of wire wrapping. And then I'll just have the 2 pearls to do, and we'll connect it to the chain at the same time. So that will actually finish off our necklace. Oh, thank you for the hearts. All right, so now we're going to connect our first end of chain here. So this is just a little copper chain right here. It's just a nice one. This is, I think, 2 millimeters. It's very soft. It's very easy to work with. And so we're going to have that be the back of our necklace. Now you could do this longer. You could skip the chain altogether and make it just this entire piece beaded, which would absolutely work too. Or you can use some chain like this to finish the back of it. And that's what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna cut about 4 inches of wire because it's gonna be one of the pearl ones. So I wanna make sure I have enough wire to do that swirl. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Yeah, these colors were calling to me, especially those beautiful gemstone beads. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit different because we are connecting it not only to the rest of our beaded segment, we're also connecting it to our chain. So because we've got 2 connection points, we have to take that into account from the start. So we're gonna go ahead, go down, rotate up. Oh, thank you, Christina. Yeah, I know this is a piece I'll wear a lot. This one feels really easy to wear. Like it's gonna go with a lot. It's gonna complement a lot of different sweaters and tops and things like that. All right, so before I do any wraps, I'm gonna slip on my last chain link, close it on up, twist, or I should say do my wraps. And then we're going to add that pearl, and that's in that shopping bag too. If you want to see the actual color, it's just a beautiful, rich kind of like deep purple. It's very, very pretty. And then we're going to do over here, we're going to do a loop. And this is the one that's going to connect to our chain. So before we do our wraps, we're going to open this up. And we're going to go down here and we're going to put on the last chain link. I just saw the comment about a boatload of Eddie Bauer. I love it. Oh, thank you, Gussie. Okay, so if you're connecting your chain, you're going to just put that last chain link on that bit of wire and let it go sit down in your loop. So you see how it's just in that loop right there? You're gonna close up that loop, and this is the one we're gonna do the swirl on again. So we're just gonna pinch it shut, and we're gonna do some wraps. So this is very nice and strongly securing your chain to this side of the necklace. And now we're gonna do that kind of fancy swirl. Oh, I love the hearts, thank you. Oh, thank you, Ruth Alice. Yeah, the colors are just yummy. They're just warm and yummy. Okay, so again, just stripe that wire across the bead. You can hold it down with your hand if you like. And then when you get to the other side, you're just gonna do a couple wraps. So you see you've got that swirl. And we're gonna do that on the other side too. And then once you've done a couple wraps, you trim it as normal. You know what? I don't think it's going to get caught in your hair, because what we're going to do here, let me show you. That's a great question though. I'm going to tuck my wire ends. It sits really nicely against the bead itself. And then you do your wraps down here. So there's really no rough end. If we didn't do the wraps, like let's say we just swirled it and trimmed it without wrapping it, then I think it could get bent out of shape. It could get caught in your hair. But it sits very nicely against that bead, and there's no loose end to kind of raise up and get caught. So I think you're gonna be okay. Oh, I love it. Oh, yay, Megan's making a full set too. Yeah, it's really pretty. And then I love the earrings. We're gonna make these here in a few minutes, but the earrings, oh my gosh, I'm a dangly earring person. I love the earrings with that twig as well as the focal. Okay, we got one more bead and our necklace is done. And then we're gonna do that purple pearl again. So we'll see that technique one more time. And again, because this is connecting to our chain and our necklace length, we have to connect it at both points to begin with. Oh, you haven't missed the question yet. We're gonna do it just as soon as we finish this necklace. Before we make the earrings, we're gonna do the trivia question and the giveaway for that beautiful check glass bead mix that Megan put together. So it's coming in about 3 minutes probably. Okay, so we'll connect this one on. And Megan came up with the question today, and I love it. It's very fall inspired, I think. All right. Oh, Carolyn, that's wonderful. Good. I'm glad. I love doing these videos, and I love coming here and chatting and our Saturday morning cartoons. It's always so fun. It's a great way to start the weekend. Okay, so then we've got that pearl on. Whoops, did I do the wrong side? No, I did the right side. Good. Oh, thank you, Christina. Oh, thank you, Alicia. So yes, so it's going to be this bead mix. This is what we're going to give away. I'll open it up again here in just a minute, but as soon as we finish the necklace, we will do the giveaway and then we'll make the earring. All right, so again, we're going to just make that loop. And we need to slide on the other end chain link. So here's the chain that's attached to the other side of a necklace. Yes, same one we showed last time. The one that we showed at the beginning. It's gonna be that beautiful mix that Megan put together, Copper Hearts. It's there in the shopping bag too if you wanna see more details about it. I put it in there so you could see it too. All right, that chain is now linked, so we can do our wraps. And even having like this much wire to do your wrap does make it a lot easier. So maybe that is a good tip. If you have been struggling with wraps, try cutting yourself a little longer wire. It does make it easier. Okay, now we're gonna do our swirl. Okay, and so we're just holding it and twisting it. And then when we reach the other side, we just wrap it around a couple times. And 24 gauge wire is really nice for this. Okay, once we've got that, and trim it and tuck it, and we're done. So here is our finished necklace. So you can see what this looks like here. So it's nice and long. This is gonna be, if we did it right, it should be about 30 inches with this combo. And you see all those pretty beads using the gemstones and the wire wrapping. And then at the back of the neck, you have the chain, which is also very soft. So that's kind of nice at the back of your neck as well. So the segment of wire I used for the swirl on the purple bead is about 4 inches. So you can see it's a small little 6mm bead, but I used about 4 inches of wire for it to get that swirl in place there without straining. So there's our necklace, yay. All right, so we are now gonna do the giveaway. Oh, there is a technique that invisibly adds beads to chain. Oh, can you cover that? Yes, let me Google that to make sure I'm seeing the right technique, but that sounds really cool. I love that. Okay, I will try to figure that one out. That's a good challenge. Oh, yay, Alicia. Okay, so this is our harvest necklace. So now let's do the giveaway and then we'll make this earring here. So the giveaway today is this beautiful check mix. The length of the chain around the back of the neck is 13 inches. And then I did 17 inches of beading. You could do 18 inches of beading and 12 inches. That would probably be easier just to order 1 foot of chain. So you can do you could get away with just adding 1 more little black link, and then you'd only have to order 1 foot of chain. And then you could do 18 inches of beadwork. So a lot of variety there of what you can do. You can kind of play with the numbers, or if you have some leftover chain, maybe you've got 6 inches of chain left over, just make a couple more bead segments. You'll have plenty of beads. So that's kind of fun to adjust. So here is this beautiful mix that we're gonna give away. So it's all these beautiful kind of warm rosy, and this would go great with copper too. Like if you see this with the copper, you could definitely do it, or gold. I think this would be beautiful. And again, this could be one that you kind of surprise yourself and put silver with, because silver will lighten it up and make it pop. But you've got these beautiful little drop flower beads. So next week, I know I'm gonna be wire wrapping those. And then this is gorgeous. These beautiful rondelles, they're super sparkly. These crackle rounds, there's these little drops, and then the hearts. So beautiful, beautiful beads. So the way this works, you have to be here on Art Beads. I'm going to ask a question. It's a trivia question. First person who comments live here on Art Beads with the correct answer wins. So be trying to think what the correct answer is and comment here live on Art Beads. First correct answer wins. And Megan's gonna be looking for who is first, because the comments fly by really quickly. So she's gonna flag who is first. Okay, ready? Here is the trivia question. What is a group of crows called? What is a group of crows called? First correct answer posted live here on Art Beads right now wins that beautiful mix. All right, I'm definitely seeing a lot of correct answers, so I'll just need Megan to say who was first. Oh my gosh. I love that question she picked out. She picked out a good one. All right, she's probably trying to scroll back through to see who posted the correct answer first. Laura, congratulations, Laura. So the correct answer is a murder. A group of crows is called a murder of crows, which I only learned like last year and I was blown away. I think that's really cool. So Laura, congratulations. You won this absolutely beautiful mix. I know those comments went by so fast. So you're going to connect with Megan. You can email her at support@artbeads.com. And then she is going to send this out to you. So congratulations, Laura. I hope you have lots and lots of fun with this. We have our Serious Art Beaters Facebook group. You can always post pictures too if you have fun designing with this and want to share your designs. That's always so fun to see. So congratulations, Laura. I know. I don't know why it's called A Murder of Crows either, Oma. I was very surprised when I learned that, but I think it's really cool. It's kind of neat. Seems to go with it well. Okay, guys, so let's make the earring now. And then don't forget also, we are having this beautiful gift with purchase of any order over $75. It is a memory wire kit that Megan put together, which is so cool. And we're having that sale of 30% off beads site-wide. So nice sale there. Okay, so here's our earring. And so I have to confess, I don't have an extra one of these, so I'm gonna have to take apart one of these ones that I pre-made. But this is what the set will look like. So here we go. And so I'm gonna take apart one of these so that I have the components. And we're gonna make it together here. This was wrapped, so I'll just cut this apart. Okay. And let me show you what this bead looks like, and then we'll wrap a different gemstone because I have plenty of gemstones. That was a really big strand, which was nice. All right, so instead of putting this on a head pin, which is what I traditionally do for the end dangle of a bead, I wrapped it. I thought it looked really cute wrapped. We did a fairy show last week, so this was really fun to kind of do. I saw this, or I remember doing this in the fairy show last week, but with different beads like leaves. I thought, well, boy, I bet you could do it with a round bead too. So let's, oh yes, the giveaway is also for sale. It should be there in the shopping bag. And then on Wednesday, I'm gonna design with it. So we'll see this mix again on Wednesday when I design with it. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna start by wire wrapping our little gemstone bead. And I saw another comment there about YouTube and I missed it. It went up so fast and then it disappeared on my screen. So if you want to repost it or if there was a question in there, please let me know for sure. Oh, I love that, Claire. That's wonderful. Oh, that's great. Okay, so here I'm just going to pick one that I really like. So I'm just going to, maybe the second one has a lot of orange in it with that pretty bluey purple swirl. And I'm going to just take that one. Actually, both of these are really beautiful. So just pick a really pretty bead and we're going to go back and use our same wire we used for our necklace. We're going to reuse all of our same supplies. And I'm going to do about 4 inches again. Oh, Ruth Alice, that's wonderful. Okay, good. I'm glad. It's so nice that we've had that resource on YouTube for so long, and it's nice to be able to now do these lives where we can talk back and forth. I love it. All right, so I put a bead on there. Maybe I want the brighter one. I might go with the brighter one. Okay. Oh, good, Ruby. Okay, that's so nice to hear. Good. I love hearing that you guys are making the designs and that they're turning out well. That's wonderful. Okay, so we're going to take one gemstone bead. We're going to put it in the middle of our wire. And we're going to go up. And once we go up, we're going to twist. So I'm going to hold this and twist. So you see how I got a little twist? Oop, keeps going out of focus. And then I'm going to keep twisting. Keep twisting. And this is just, again, a different way to wire wrap a bead because there's more than one way to do things, so it's fun. Oh, Claire, that's wonderful. And I'm sorry that you had to quit for your health. That's not the wonderful part, but I love that you're willing to reinvent yourself and follow what you love. Oh, so that's good. yeah, I think that's, I know for myself, I'm always trying to figure out, you know, how to follow my passions and how to honor those passions and incorporate them into my life. And it's very important. Okay, so we've got this bead on this nice long stem now. So now we're just going to wire wrap it as if it was one wire. So even though it's a twisted double wire, we're going to pretend that it's one wire. So we're just going to go a little bit up. So there's a little bit of air right there like normal. And we're just going to bend it, and it fits within the wire looping pliers. Oh, masculine bracelets. Yes, that is on my list for sure. And then turn it over. So this is all the same. So nothing's changed. You know what, Julie? I agree. It's, you know, sometimes obstacles are put in our path, but they sometimes end up being a blessing in disguise. Okay, and then, and this is the same wire that we used for the necklace, and you could do things like this. You could make it kind of fancy on different segments with some twisting as well. And then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to wrap it, pretending this is one wire. So our technique never changed, even though we've got this double twisted wire, but I'll show you what it looks like at the end. I think it's kind of a cool little, again, added touch, just like that swirl on the purple bead. It's like, oh, it's just a little something special. And then just, again, tuck your ends. And then here is, if I can get it in focus, here is our wire wrapped bead. So instead of putting that bead on a head pin, we instead turned it on its side, and then we wire wrapped it so it can be a little dangle. So just a little something different. Just kind of fun to mix things up here and there. Okay, and now we're going to link this all together, and we're going to make a nice big segment in the middle. So here is this gorgeous twig. I love this. This is so pretty. So this is got the nice little back to it. Here's the front, all those pretty leaves. I'm having the leaves go down. You could have the leaves go up if you wanted. I thought they were really pretty going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a beaded segment in the middle. I'm going to do, again, about 4 inches of wire. And then we're going to make a loop. And this one, just like when we added the chain to our necklace, this one has 2 connection points. So we have to connect it as we go versus doing a complete wrap here. So I'm just going to kick that open a little bit. I'm going to put on the end loop of this beautiful twig finding, and I'm going to do my wraps. And trim it. Okay, and for this one, the pattern I did, but you can do whatever pattern you like, is I did one of the spacer beads, followed by one of those pretty black beads. Again, that anchoring black like we talked about at the beginning of the show. There's just something about putting a touch of black in a design, kind of grounds it. And then I'm going to do another little spacer bead to bring that copper metal feel further down. And then I'm going to do one of these big aster beads, followed by one more little copper spacer. And then I'm going to do my loops. So this is what's going to hang off of my little leafy twig. And we're going to do our loop. And then all we'll have to do after we finish this loop is add our earring hook. Okay, so again, here down at the bottom, just that little gap of air. See how it gets cinched up when you crimp your pliers like that, when you squeeze your pliers? Okay, and then over. And now we need to add that little dangle we made, that little drop with that gemstone. So it's just waiting for us to slide it on. And this is a really sturdy design because we don't have anything open. There's no open jump rings we're using. There's no simple wire loops. Everything is connected with a wrapped wire loop, which is going to make it really strong and sturdy. Oh, Kim, that's wonderful. Oh, good to hear. Welcome. We're here. Oh my gosh, we're here a lot. I'm here every Saturday and Wednesday. And then we have the wonderful Deb Floros here on Mondays and Becky Dahl here on Thursdays. So lots of fun. Oh, Laura, that's wonderful. Join us, please. We have so much fun. We call these ones our Saturday morning cartoons because we're always having fun on a Saturday morning. But we have other beading classes throughout the week and these shows, and they're always so fun. Okay, so here we go. So we finished this one. So here is your finished earring. I'll put the both together. So there are your finished earrings. And you see there's a lot of variation in that gemstone. You could definitely pick whichever colors you like, but that twig is so pretty. And then here's the necklace. All right, I'm gonna put this on. So I'm gonna flip the camera up so we can see what this will look like on. And then we'll say goodbye for today. Okay. All right, thank you guys for staying with me here as we did a lot of wire wraps. Let me put this up a little bit so we can actually see. I wore a green sweater today thinking this would be really good. So here is the finished necklace, and this was 30 inches. So we can kind of see if maybe we'd want to make it longer or shorter. So here is where it stands with, you guys can kind of see here, where it stands with 30 inches. So it comes down to here. So you could make it shorter. If you want it to be a little shorter, you can make it longer. So you can see you got a lot of variation here on what you can do, but really easy to just, my hair is in the way, but really easy to just take on and off, which is so nice. And it's gonna go really good with sweaters for the fall. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, so then I wanna show you the earrings. Let me take, oh, Rosetta, that's wonderful. Okay, then I wanna show you the earrings. So you can see their length, if I can get them on, yeah. Okay, so there's the earrings. So they're really nice and long and dangly. Again, I think that works really well with sweaters and all of our kind of heavier fall clothing. So there's our set. So we've got the earrings and we have the bracelet. So yay! Okay, thank you guys for joining me. As always, I love it. We always have fun together. And then I think you could definitely have fun with the length of this one. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter. You could do beads all the way up. This is very comfortable though. I will say this little thin chain is very, very comfortable around the neck. So, and this is not too heavy. So you still have a gemstone wire wrapped necklace, but it's not too heavy. So that's another thing. I'm always looking at how do tools affect the hands? Are they too heavy, or a necklace, is it too heavy, or earrings too heavy? These are good. All right, thank you guys. I love it. And thank you, Megan, for joining us today and helping out so much. And congratulations again to Laura for winning that. Just a quick reminder, if you have anything in your shopping bag, shopping cart, to make sure you check out so you get it. We are having that 30% off sale and that gift with purchase, or 30% off beads and the gift with purchase of over 75. So that's always fun to get those free goodies and things like that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Tracy and Laura. Thank you guys and Connie. Have a great weekend, everyone. I hope it's really fun, relaxing, joyful. And I will see everyone next week on Wednesday. But also check out Deb and Becky as well. They're always so fun and they're great, great gals. I love them. I've had the pleasure of sharing an Airbnb with them on several occasions and they are delightful. So make sure you join them as well. Okay, bye guys. Bye Megan. Thanks for the help today. Take care everyone. The show is available on replay here in just a few minutes. Okay, bye. Bye guys. Bye Julie. Bye Santa Barbara girl.